We got a Feh Channel for April 2023 to usher in Golden Week events, the next Mythic Hero, and a new upcoming game mode coming next update. Let's go over everything that was showcased and discussed. First up, Golden Week 2023 celebration. If you're not in the know, Golden Week is a time in Japan from end of April to start of May where a bunch of holidays line up. As such, Japanese gacha games tend to celebrate to take advantage of the vacation spending. The only thing not listed in the Feh Channel was the orb pack deals. There are the usual smaller orb packs and a larger one with some Hero Fest tickets, but the main standout is the 25 USD pack for dual New Year's, Dogger and Not a terrible deal for the guaranteed Pathfinder pair. For the login bonus, you can get 132 of each Dragon Flower, 66 Heroic Grails, and 66 Divine Dew. Nothing too crazy here. Confirming the data mine is this year's Heroes Fest banners. We have 6 of them, 1 for each year's Choose Your Legends group. 8% rates, but this does include Pity Breakers. Maybe not a bad time to merge up those CYL 4 house leaders with their great refines, or maybe prepare for this year's CYL 5 potential refines. If they didn't stop last year, I kinda don't see them stopping this year, and that's gonna be kinda wild for my plus 10 Brave Erica. If you complete some Golden Week quests, you can get a total of 20 First Summon tickets for the 6 Hero Fest banners. CYL 5 and 6 get 4 tickets, everyone else gets 3. Kinda insane, but these Hero Fests will last up until June 1st, more than a month to save up if you really want someone. That said, we have some incredible banners out right now, and today's the last call for the 8 Hero Rises banner, potentially the last chance for a Special Power 4 fodder for quite a while. Last Golden Week event is going to be a quiz event. As a community, if we get 5 out of 7 questions correct, everyone gets 10 orbs and 150 divine codes. Feh said the quiz would be hosted on Twitter, but because Twitter's doing Twitter things, I don't believe you need an account because they're hosting the poll on a separate site. I will have the link to the first question in the description. Moving on, we got a peek at this month's Mythic Hero. It will be Nerthuse, so cross her off the list for potential midpoint banner OCs. By the way, if you haven't been doing the main story, things are crazy this year. I don't know what the heck is going on. We did not get full descriptions, but we can kind of piece together most of Nerthuse's base kit. She has a Blue Beast Cavalry unit, and it seems like her stats are the same as the data for her enemy phase or enemy boss stats, so assuming no changes, 40 HP, 42 attack, 47 speed, 30 defense, 20 resistance. Horn of the Land has accelerated specials and grants bonus stats, scaling with the max value of Nerthuse's special cooldown. With her 4 cooldown Gale Force, this would be plus 13 to all stats. She also gets full Breath type cooldown and full no follow-up effects. Very good stuff to have on a cavalry unit. From her Fruit of Life B skill, it seems like she gets 40% damage reduction, and like Fiorma Atri, Nerthuse will empower her next attack with the damage she reduced. It also looks like this skill inflicts 1 space AoE gravity, and the new Alarm C skill seems to grant Kanto 1 as a status. Alarm seems to be an alternate offshoot of the Rouse C skills. The icon is the same, and if this is true, then it gives infantry a way to get Kanto within their kits, and lets Cavaliers run this alongside with a Flow B skill. Rouse buffs were not super crazy, or Rouse 4 buffs were not super crazy since they only added No Panic. Kanto 1 might be a more enticing offer, although you still need to be solo probably. It is possible that the solo condition could change though. Now, one thing to notice is that Feh mentioned the gravity status only worked if Nerthuse doesn't have many allies around her. This reinforces the solo playstyle. Something she did not mention is that the Fruit of Life also seems to grant no guard. Emblem and Halloween Male Grima have guard effects in their kits. Nerthuse always gets 2 special cooldown each action. If this is correct, very solid Gale Force potential, although we'll have to see if she can survive a second engagement. Overall, Nerthuse is similar to Freya, very speedy, kind of a glass cannon, especially if her damage reduction is negated. Pure combat mythics are always slightly concerning since they don't get blessing bonuses, but Nerthuse does seem quite strong if she can survive a hit. This playstyle pretty much spells out Wings of Mercy Beacon. Gravity and Kanto give off similar vibes as Nyla. Full no follow-up, no guard, and all the cooldown reduction make for a great kit to work around at base. Mythic Nerthuse will be coming in about a week. Next up, we have a Hall of Forms update, and it's simply that weapons, assist skills, specials, and sacred seals are also getting double drops once you hit floor 13, I believe. Pretty obvious that they want people to spend more money on formas, and this just makes things easier. To further tempt spending, we are opening the doors for legendary heroes to be formas. Next Holo forms start on the 24th and will include Plegian Male Chris, Plegian Katarina, Brave Marth, and Legendary Tiki. Good time if you want to merge Marth with the COL Hero Fest coming up, and the guy probably is going to get a refine later this year. That's going to be wild. As for Legendary Tiki, first legendary to be present as a forma. Quite interesting for the future if you thought a refine/remix brought someone back and you really were likely using them. Speaking of which, we got a peek at update 7.5, which comes out on May 8th. A bit of a ways away, but let's go over what we saw. First up, remixes for Mythic Leaf and Legendary Edelgard. Rearmed Leaf really should have gotten an upgraded Deadly Balance like how many other rearmed heroes are getting unique skills. At least his Mythic version will finally get that buff. Deadly Balance Plus improves the HP condition to 25% and now includes speed debuffs and the guard effect on the foe. Leaf will keep his +1 special charge when the foe attacks him, but will now basically also get Special Sparrow 4. When special triggers, neutralize %DR skills, and after combat grant -2 cooldown if special triggered. That is quite spicy. However, I am confused about even Tempest 3 being added to him. His original C skill was Times Pulse because it would open the future on a 2 cooldown. That meant one hit from an enemy would charge it and Leaf counters with it. You can see in the Feh Channel, this doesn't happen because I assume he has even Tempest equipped. Leaf isn't really a crazy strong player phase attacker, so the only reason I could see this being given is that his refine either accelerates specials or has built-in Times Pulse. Technically, once Special Sparrow kicks in, Times Pulse is kinda useless, but it seems odd to just not have that first round go smoothly. In the clip, Leaf has his base HP, so I don't believe his refine is equipped. We won't find out what he can truly do until May. Next up is Legendary Edelgard. She's getting Raging Storm too, and basically this is why most people believe OG Edelgard got full Raging Storm in her refine. What in the world are they gonna give the legendary one? So far, it seems tame. Raging Storm 2 does not change its extra action mechanic. Edelgard now will get a follow-up against any unit type, plus inflict attacking demons debuffs. Her hate against dragons and beasts now translates into offense and no follow-up. Edelgard isn't fast, but basically like Brave Ephraim, this just lets her double anything without defense and no follow-up. The basic follow-up denial is not good enough. For her new skill, replace Attacker as solo with Attacker as Ideal 4. I mean, for the most part so far, basically no different from her summer ult. Obviously, should have gotten Assault Troop to join the 3-movement Raging Storm gang, but that's too good to give away for free. This ain't a bad upgrade though. I mean, at worst, it's a +1 upgrade over her solo skill. Really curious to see Amir's refine. It's not a very complex weapon so far, so it does need some updates. I think the craziest buff would be to be some kind of Brave effect to basically just make the legendary Edelgard like her Harmonic Summer ult, but I doubt that's gonna happen. Seeing her Brave refine though, I kinda assume just gonna be adding a ton of debuffs on the foe, but with Raging Storm, it could also be something to assist her unique Gale Force potential. Cooldown reduction would be pretty good. Last thing for this Feh Channel was a big surprise, and it's a brand new event called Seers Snare. This first one starts May 14th, almost a whole month away, but it does sound exciting. At face value, this seems to be the closest we're going to get to a Rogue-lite game mode. You pick a 4-man party, and there are some basic rules like 1 of each unit, 1 dancer, and 1 savior. 1 savior might not save you though because you do not start with your unit's skills. You can earn them back, but Seers Snare is sort of a combination of Hall of Forms with a 30 floor Tempest Trials. For max rewards, you gotta make it to the end, and along the way, you get to pick how you do it. HP will carry over between battles, and any death results in a failed stage, so it seems recommended to bring a healer of some kind. There is event-specific stamina for this event. Seers Snare will also change up combat with an altered weapon triangle. We just gotta play this for ourselves, but it's very intriguing. First off, the main red, green, blue weapon triangle is even stronger. I'm unsure how this is gonna work, but it could be something like a triangle depth type boost. Like instead of a 20% bonus attack, it could be 30% or 40%. What's crazier is that colorless is no longer neutral. In fact, colored attacks are now advantageous into enemy colorless foes. However, there is a one-way street going on here. Enemy colorless units are extremely advantageous into our colorless units. That means our colorless units are extremely bad into theirs. However, our colorless units now have a minor advantage into all color types of the enemy. This is confusing for sure, but the new weapon triangle will be displayed in the bottom corner. From the looks of things, it kind of just seems like our colored units have a perma Raven Tome effect into colorless units on the enemy team. However, if you bring a colorless unit like your healer, they're in big trouble if attacked by enemy colorless foes. It does not go the other way either. Reminder, you do not seem to start with your unit skills. There are 3 empty rows of skills, and like Hall of Forms, you gotta build up your units. From my understanding, the letters on the map correspond to what skill you will get as a reward for completing it. If you need A skills, you want to pick A tiles. The colors seem to tie into difficulty. Blue is beginner, red is hard, purple is probably lunatic. Why wouldn't you just pick all beginner tiles? Well, I assume this ties into tiers of skills you can get as rewards, or it's going to reward higher amounts of the event currency, which is called Rift Vessels. Once you pick your skills though, you're going to have to equip them. There are bonus heroes for this event, and they will get a 4th slot. Like actual Sacred Seals, you can place any skill in that 4th slot. To make things crazier, if you defeat sub-bosses, you can get team slot unlocks, which is going to grant another row of open skills. Yes, you can have 16 skills on your unit. To unlock your unit's original skills though, you're going to need to get random slot unlocks. One way is by stepping on the banner seals, which are basically these shops. You can use those Rift Vessels in. Random slot unlocks will randomly give you one of your allies or one of the skills of your 4 allies. Sounds like it's very heavy RNG, so like I said, save your skills might not save you, especially early on. For the rogue-like comparisons, you can unwind time to start over from the beginning or return to a sub-boss. I'm not 100% sure, but it kind of sounded like there was no cost to doing this, and if you go back to the beginning, you can reform your team, plus you keep 20% of the Rift Vessels you have earned. That legitimately sounds like a roguelike to me, but that's assuming you can do this as much as you want. It does say it restores consumed stamina, but if I'm on like level 20, and will I get 20 stamina back, or how is that gonna work? If it actually refunds everything, then you could play the whole event and just start over if you can make it to the end. Now, like the other floor-based modes in Feh, there are first time rewards, and obviously you can't farm those over and over. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary, so hopefully this mode turns quite frequently if people like it. As you can see on the left side, you can literally have a million skills all at once. I'm sure there's going to be some absurd combos, but that also means the enemies are probably going to be crazy as well. Something to keep in mind, this mode may not be good for units who depend on a unique passive. I think everyone keeps their weapons, assists, and specials, but you have to RNG unlock your passives. That could be in the rewards for each tile, but I don't know so far. This does seem like an extreme version of Hall of Forms though, and should be fun for those who like to make builds. You may want to think of a healer to bring, and consider units who can heal with their weapons maybe. You may also want units who are strong without needing certain things like times pulses set up, because you're not going to have it from the start. I am looking forward to this mode though. I hope it turns out well. That will be it for this year's Golden Week Feh Channel. Seers Snare is the obvious new surprise, but everything else is pretty much par for the course. The only thing we still don't fully know about is that new heroes return banner later on. Really curious if that will have ascended heroes, or maybe it will include rearmed ones. It could be something else entirely as well. That's all I got for this video. Go grab those Golden Week rewards, and good luck with your summoning tickets. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.